This is the plaintiff, Crystal Vaughn. She says the defendant smacked into her parked car, immediately admitted it was her fault and told her she'd pay to have it fixed. Next day, her story changed. She said she had an eyewitness who says it was actually her who drove into the defendant, and therefore she wasn't going to pay a penny. She can't believe the defendant would actually turn around on her like this, but hey, nothing really surprises her anymore. She's suing for $2,000, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Sandra Houston. She says the plaintiff was on her cell phone talking while she was pulling out of a parking spot, and the plaintiff backed into her. She has an eyewitness with her today, and she's pretty darn sure she'll walk out of this court the victor. She's accused of backing into a lawsuit.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the defendant crashed into the plaintiff's car and then turned around and said that it wasn't her fault and she was the victim. But the defendant says the plaintiff was on her cell phone and caused the crash. It's the case of, can you hear me now?
Thank you,
You're welcome, ma'am.
Crystal Vaughn?
Yes.
You are suing Sandra Houston for $2,000 that you say it's going to cost to repair your car because according to you, you collided with her and it was her fault. Tell me
Yes.
what happened.
Well, it was April the 12th and approximately like 3:30 in the afternoon. I had approached Linden Boulevard in the service lane looking to go to the bank. I realized that the bank actually was closed. So my daughter actually just went in to use the ATM. I was at a park.
What's the service lane?
The service lane is, well, Linden Boulevard is like almost compared to like a highway street almost. So they have like a service lane on the right and a service lane.
When you say a service
on the
lane, you're
left.
talking about for when people break down or when a police officer pulls you over?
No, it's just like an extra lane, I guess, that people can use to drive
Bus,
down.
yeah, but people can use to do what?
To just drive down.
Can you park there?
Yeah, because there's stores, there's banks, and
Well, not are you able to park there, are you supposed to park there?
yes,
Yes. So
Yes.
you were in a parking spot,
yes,
an illegal parking spot.
yes.
You know that's not true, don't you?
I don't see why that isn't true.
Okay. So come on over here and show me how the service lane is a legal parking spot because you called it a service lane, I didn't. But so show me where your car was and how
So
it was.
I'm going to grab red because my car is red. So this is the service lane. These are like the stores. I was actually parked here like 2 feet away from the parking,
Okay.
from the sidewalk, 2
And
feet
then?
from the sidewalk.
And then what
And then I'm sitting here. My daughter got in the car, so we're sitting. My back is against the window because I'm clowning with my daughter. And
You're what with your daughter?
Clowning with her, like playing
Okay.
with her.
Okay.
And so I don't see any oncoming traffic out my window because I'm not looking that way because my back is against the window.
Okay.
So as I'm sitting there and I'm playing with my daughter, Miss Holson comes alongside and she makes contact with my car.
Show me how. Take one of those cars and make that her car.
Okay, so we're sitting there, she comes along and she makes contact with my car and then she keeps going because there's 2 other cars parked here and then she pulls in front of the other 2 and she comes to a stop.
And then?
And then she gets out, well, the gentleman got out first, could have been her nephew, her son, but he was a young man. He got out to just see if it was actually damage done to my car. Then I got out actually, and then she got out.
Okay.
When she got out, she apologized right away and said how sorry she was and she didn't see me because I was busy looking in the bank.
Okay. All right, go ahead and come back out here. Do you have pictures, you said?
I do.
May I see the pictures of the damage to the cars as well as, any pictures you have? What happened?
Okay. I was
You
driving.
didn't expect that question?
No.
You didn't expect me to ask you what happened?
Then. I
Okay.
did expect it, but
Okay.
I was driving down looking for a parking spot, and I saw a spot, and Miss Vaughn was parked there.
Okay, so let me just get something straight because everybody keeps calling it a service lane. And in my mind, what a service lane is something different. These are parking spaces?
Yes,
Okay.
it's on the main road. It's a little side road, you would call it, and they call it a service road. Okay.
Is there a median separating?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you come up to there and show me, make her car the red car and the blue car your car.
Okay. She's parked over here. I'm coming along here. I stopped and looked in the bank, and then, well, She pulled out onto me, okay, and hit my
How do you know
rear.
she pulled out onto you?
Because I had cleared her car. I had cleared, and the impact was on the end of my car. And I was so nervous, I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, did I hit that woman? So Keith said, no, she was on the cell phone, and she didn't see you. She pulled out onto you.
Okay, who is Keith? Go ahead and go back. Who is Keith? All right, come on up, Keith. Were you in the car?
Yes.
What is your relationship to her?
My grandmother.
Okay, what happened?
Well, we was pulling into the bank, and as we was pulling in, I'm looking at her, and she's not paying attention to the road. She's looking down in a different direction, doing with her hands, like she said, fooling around on the phone, tablet, iPod, but she wasn't paying attention. We cleared her.
Right, but was her car moving or you don't know?
No, her car was parked.
Okay.
When we cleared her, and that's when she started moving.
Okay, but did you actually see her move, or you guys are deducing?
No.
Let me finish my question.
Yes.
Or are you guys deducing that because of the fact that you were hit in the back, she must have moved? Which is it? Because I don't know how you can see in the back of your head and see that somebody moves after you clear them. I'm not understanding. Did you actually see her move?
Yes.
How?
How?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, we riding straight, and we're not going to just park because, like she said, it was two other cars. So
In
we
front.
have in front. So we got to continue on driving. And unless she don't know how to drive, she's swerving around
Right.
to hit her, which
Was there any swerving?
not that she was intoxicated, so no.
No. Was there? I'm asking you because you were in the car. Did
Yes.
she swerve at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
So she's driving straight.
Yes.
And then the impact is in the back of her car.
Yes.
So you figured she must have been pulling out. But did you see her pulling out? Because why are you guys so apologetic then? Why are you saying I'm so
Because-
sorry, I'm so sorry? Let me ask her. Why?
Because I was in shock.
So what? If I'm in shock and like,
Well,
hey,
that's
you
the
hit
kind
my
of person
car.
I
That's
am.
kind of shock too.
Right away, I said, oh, I'm sorry if I hit your car, I'm sorry. I said, let me call my husband because he's a car man and he was take care of this. So he came.
But why are you offering if you
I'm
feel
offering-
it? Stop a second and listen to my question.
All
If
right.
it's not your fault and you don't think it's your fault and you don't feel like your car went in and hit her and why is your natural reaction to apologize, find her a repair shop, get your husband out there to give her the name of the repair shop? Why are those all your natural reactions? And it isn't until you don't call the police and get a police report because let me explain something to you because I say it till I'm blue in the face. Do you watch People's Court?
Yes.
Yeah, well, not very religiously, because if you did, you'd see that I do a lot of car cases and that I always say the same thing. What do I say about calling the police?
To call the police.
Right, because the person who is apologetic, I'm assuming that this is how it happened, that you're apologetic on the scene because you admit it, isn't apologetic later when they think it through and it costs them $2,000
Well,
or
I know-
$1,000-something. They're no longer apologetic. They've thought it through. They figure the cars are moved by now. There's no other evidence of it, and they can argue the hell out of the situation. But if you call the police when it happens, and the person tells the police officer the same confessional mea culpas that they apparently are taking, then it's on the police report.
I know now. This poor judgment on my
13 years
end.
I've been saying this. 13 years.
So, defendant says, I'm sorry, and I know where you can get the car fixed. Is that an admission?
Absolutely not.
Really?
No, I just think it's someone being courteous and helpful. Doesn't admit guilt.
What do you think?
I think it's not her fault.
Is it an admission to say, I'm sorry at the scene and I know where you can get your car fixed?
No.
Really?
Really? No. I mean,
Really?
I can have friends that can fix it. It doesn't matter.
Okay, we're going to go inside the courtroom.
Let me see the picture. Can I see when her husband arrived? Let me see the pictures of the damage to your car as well.
Her husband arrived to the scene. He also apologized to me. He made a statement like, take it to my shop and don't worry, I'll take care of it. And then he said, because you know how you women drive. And
That's a good start.
Whose is this car?
That's my car.
Nice car. But the damage isn't here, it's on the side? Okay. Okay. Side back.
Yes.
Right? That's a side back.
Her damage goes from her door to the back.
Okay. Do you have pictures of it?
Yes, I have pictures of her
All
car
of
as
that
well.
wasn't
Hold on,
the
hold on.
damage to my car.
From what door to the back? The back door or the front door?
The back door. From the photographs that I have, and I took
Yeah.
those photographs the same day of the accident.
Were you a little bit out?
Yes, I wasn't to a complete park. I was like 2 feet away from the curb, not in the middle of the street, but not at the curb either.
Do we have a picture of how you were parked? Or not
Yes,
really?
you do.
Was this picture taken at the time of the accident, or did you stage it in order to be
it was the
demonstrative?
same day.
Before you moved your car?
Yes. So as you can see, I'm not aligned with the other cars, but I'm not in the middle of the street as either.
No, you're a little bit away from the curb.
Right.
But it's not that out of line with the rest of the cars that are
Right.
there. You know, what happened here? I mean, why isn't it, it's not, my daughter said to me the other day, my 11-year-old, Mommy, driving's really dangerous. One false move and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I said, don't think that way because I don't want you to be nervous when your day comes, but it really is. Really, so it's like from the mouth of babes, you just overcorrect just a tiny little bit because you're starting to say, okay, I'm going to park in front of that car. You just overcorrect just a tiny little bit. And then add to that the fact that she's got her car's maybe a little bit too far out. And I think I'm going to go by your first instinct because if it was good enough for you, it's good enough for me. Now, what have you done here? You got 3 estimates and then you picked the average of the 3?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not how it works. If you can get it done for $1,723.28, that's the figure that I'm going to go by. $1,723.28. That's my judgment.
Thank you.
Let's see what the defendant thinks of that verdict.
Well, the judge made her decision and I have to abide by it.
That we know, but what do you think about it?
I don't think anything of it. I gave my side of the story and that's it.
You still stick by it?
I
You
still
changed
stick
your
to my
mind, though.
story.
You did say, though, at the
Yeah,
accident
because
that you
after
would
the
pay?
guys told me that she pulled out on me, and they
believe
should
them
know.
instead
I believe
of what
them.
you saw happen?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, right down this way. Okay. All right, so you got a hot second to spend out here in the hallway here? You satisfied with what you come out with here?
I am. I mean, I've learned now and forever to always call the cops no matter what.
That's rule number 1.
That is rule number 1.
Rule number 2, don't move the cars.
Don't move the cars.
Leave everything right where it is. And rule number 3, take pictures.
Absolutely.
That's the Judge Million Big 3. Got it?
Got it.
Harvey?
Okay, you got to trust me on this one. When you get in a car accident, shut up. Don't start talking to the other person and reviewing what happened and saying, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Just don't talk. There's going to be plenty of time for that. The less you say to the other person at the scene of an accident, trust me, the better.